This is Joel at Adventure for Life. This is day 2 of the IDBDR. I had a little issue with my computer that I had to get fixed, and so just Jim and I are riding. The other guys have taken off already about 2 hours ago, so we're going to be a little bit behind them. It's going to give us a little time to maybe ride at a little bit more relaxed pace, and I'm going to try to follow the Gaia GPS a little bit better and see how that goes. And so I'll check in when we get to some good spots. This is where we stayed last night, and the owner had that nice little Metropolitan right there, which was pretty cool. Anyway, heading off. All right, so we're leaving the town of Clark Ford, and you can see it's kind of in this valley here, tree-covered mountains. I think we're gonna have a little bit of asphalt. Again, this is day 2 of the IDBDR. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, so late start, 79 degrees. Ought to be a beautiful day. Still leaving Clark's Ford. Okay, since it's just Jim and I, we're doing something a little different, which is we're riding close to each other, or, you know, side by side part of the time. And pretty scenery, by the way. Man, that's a sharp drop off. That way neither one of us is in the dust, and so that makes the ride a lot more enjoyable for both of us, because nobody likes eating dust, and allows us to stay together and see the same thing at the same time, and it's a good thing. Quick little stream. And we're riding along for the most part side by side. I'm behind right now because I stopped to start the camera for the stream. As you can see, the dust, you know, is going behind us, or going, you know, his dust, even when he's ahead, is low enough that it's going underneath me. So we're getting a clear view, which is really nice. Obviously, you've got fewer options when you're riding like this, because you only got half the road to choose from as far as which line you're going to take. But so far so good. We did meet one truck earlier that the guy probably wasn't too excited about me being over in his lane, but it worked out okay. So I'll let this roll for a second, because there's a little bit of excitement here. We're climbing. I have no idea what we're climbing, but we're climbing. You see some guys rode their bikes up on that side of that hill. You can see the motorcycle tire track, I think. There's a little trust involved in this, by the way, because he doesn't need to come on my side and I don't need to go on his. visibility's okay, but it's not perfect, so I didn't see that last corner coming up. Some of these trees that fall across the road, they cut them, but they don't cut them very, you see that? I mean, look at that tree. It's hanging out in the road. Why they don't cut that back a little bit further, I don't know, but anyway, even though they're, whoa, got my rear end kicked up a little bit there. Yeah, see, there's enough room for a car to get through, but they certainly are not trying to get the trees all the way off the road. You come out here with a car, you better have a chainsaw, just in case, obviously. Ooh. Pretty cool there. They didn't bother to cut those ones that were up high. Yeah, this has been it's a fun little section here. Hey, this we're getting to the top of the mountain, and it's nice and green up here. I thought I'd just shoot a couple seconds. This riding like we're doing, not really side by side. On the wide roads we'll ride side by side, but kind of at a stagger. It's good. You saw Jim having to go through some potholes he wouldn't have had to go through if I wasn't over here, and the same things happened the other way, but other than that, it's pretty good. There have been quite a few trees that, you know, you just kind of wonder, they're going to make a cut on a tree. Well, why don't you cut it 2 feet farther back than you did and get the thing all the way off the road? But there's been several hanging out in the road that were, whether you're a motorcycle or a vehicle, were dangerous. Okay, here's my potholes now. I'm going to give you this quick look. There's some openings here, and on this ridge. Long valley back there. Okay, so this is that same area a little bit further down. In fact, you can see right in front of me the road that we're headed to down there. And this has been a tight switchback. So I'm gonna let it roll for just a second, and Jim is on intercom and he's hearing me talk to the camera, and he's wondering what in the world I'm doing. Okay, I'm good. All right, so we'll just see, you can see here where we're going. It's not that very far ahead, but it's kind of cool to see what, you know, this is what it's like. And I'm gonna pass Jim for a second, and just so you can kind of get a little bit of a look. So Idaho again is a lot greener than, I'm not saying the whole state is, I'm just saying that the BDRs are much, or the BDR so far has been dramatically greener than what Washington was. Right along that same ridge. Just to give you a few more seconds of what this is like. Our ride today, I think, by the way, is about 120 miles. We're stopping in the town of Wallace to spend the night. Down to the floor of this canyon, and got a nice little stream here. level rocky road just past a U.S. forestry truck. So with the visibility we got, the smoothness of the road, we can, you know, ride side by side like this. Woo! I'd like to stay out of that piled up gravel over there. Another quick little bridge and stream. They're all over the place. So just came out onto this vista. Pretty awesome. We're still climbing the hill. I'll give you a little moving footage here. You see what the train's like while we're at it. A little rocky, a little gravelly, but not really bad at all. This has been a very enjoyable climb because most of the road's been about, woo, there's some of those. Anyhow, enjoyable ride. They've got some of those little raised places like that, I think, to divert the water coming off the mountain. Well, here we go. Got a four-wheeler. Looks like we're going left. Got some more four-wheelers. I think we saw some earlier, but anyway, we're up on top of the mountain. I believe there's another forestry lookout, fire lookout up here, and so we'll check that out when we get to it. You can actually see, if you look closely, where they've clear cut before and then replanted, because you can see the diagonals where there's different heights of trees and whatnot. And of course, you see on the top of that mountain over there, there's it's been clear cut up there. They left a few trees, but anyhow, obviously a lot of logging going on here. We are way on up here and got a fantastic view. Now on that ridge, I mean, this is probably only 5 minutes has gone by since that last section of video, and we're climbing that ridge where the trees were cut off, or at least I am. Maybe it was that one over there, I don't know, but you can see the roads on it, so we'll be over there in a second. You also see Jim's dust. We just passed a couple of motorcycles going down. It's a good thing I waited for his dust to clear, or I wouldn't have been able to see him. Alright, I think we're going to turn around and climb up here. And we can watch that happen. We thought we were climbing the hill, but actually we had to make a 180 to climb it. You see that sign there says grassy mountain and something about rifle hunters, so I hope the rifle hunters are not here. So we're gonna climb this semi-steep. Again, you can't tell on the video. This is probably 20 degrees or 15 degrees that I'm climbing right now, but it's as soon as I make this turn to the right, it's going to get a lot more. Yeah, so now I'm probably 20-25 degrees it's you can hear the motorcycle just kind of chugging up this hill. It's a little rocky, but nothing, I mean, it's not loose, so that's the good part. Oh yeah, so that's what you're coming up here to see. I'm gonna ride around this little, so you got a true 360-degree panoramic view, and that's pretty nice. I shot a little drone footage, as you saw at the top of that mountain, and down it a little bit. We're climbing again. We're moving along at a pretty good clip, so that's why I assume you can, I'm going 42 miles an hour, I'm assuming you can tell the speed as we roll along here, so that's why I thought I'd video this little section here. There have been, I don't know if you saw that, there's a little side-by-side up there to the left. Whoa! There's another one of those trees I was talking about that you kind of wonder why they don't maintain the road a little bit better, but they're just maintaining it for the Forestry Service, so I guess they can do what they want to. Down trees, whoa! And some of them still on the road. I just thought I'd show you this real quick. They were really pretty down there, pretty steep descent or bank there. We're still moving along at a pretty good clip, 30-40 miles an hour. So we've hit a pretty rocky, now it's been rocky for a while, pretty rocky here, and but woo, a lot of trees. It's pretty narrow back there, that's why I turned the camera on, but it's widened out a little bit, so not quite what I had in mind to film, but that's okay. You still get a feel. We're probably, oh, I don't know, halfway down the mountain would be my guess. can't ride side by side here, so I'm getting a little dust. Bridge here, I don't know how, if you can see how steep that is, but it is steep, steep, steep. Wide open. Obviously you don't want to go off a corner like this because it is steep. Having some fun here. That one hurt. A little bit hard to see getting the shade, and you know there's a dust issue and a shade issue, and this is hard enough when you can actually see what you're doing. A little bit of canopy here, back there. Ooh, I can't see nothing. Wow, that is when it gets dangerous, because I could not see anything. The sun, when it peeks through, you can see where the sun's peeking through, and then where it's shady. In the shade I can see, in the sun I cannot. But well, this is what I wanted to film earlier, because you got this little really pretty canopy of trees here that we're riding through. It's 80 degrees right now, but obviously in the shade it feels a lot cooler than that. So it's this really enjoyable day, except for when I can't see like that. So it's pretty narrow through here. I got my screen up, so the sound's going to be a little different, but I thought, woo! Thought I'd tape this where, you know, down close to the ground level. This pretty, whoa, a little gravel there. Pretty narrow. Fallen trees. And of course, it widens out just as I say all that. So we've come down to this stream. Pretty wide open road here, as you can tell. Okay, there's a cool little rock right here. I saw, yes, see there's people up there, and I think they're jumping off and whatnot, so that's kind of neat. I'll film until we cross this bridge here. Jim and I actually got separated back there for a few minutes, and it's a little nerve-wracking when that happens, because you know there's no communication, so you're just like, where is the other guy? We're having a little fun riding. He's riding casual, and it's about all I got, but still it's a lot of fun, and I figure I'd film a little bit while we're on this ridge. Okay, that was the climb, I believe. And now we're on the descent, and that was rocky and a little bit scary. So I'm going to back the speed off a little bit. Because being on that outside is a little much. So we're going to stop here for a little. I hate to call it a picture because it's a video, but you can see we got a 270 degrees probably. You better make this corner. Trying to turn the camera on, and got to that corner. There was lots of rocks and okay, we just climbed the side of this mountain and we're going down now, and got some nice views. Got some Christmas trees hanging out over the trail. A little rocky here. Ooh. A little rocky. I've said this before, you got those little limbs hanging out and you think, oh, it's no big deal because you got this riding suit on that's gonna protect you, but well, it certainly keeps you from getting cut. But if it's solid enough, it can hurt nonetheless. So this is cool. Well, now it may be wet, but it's not. The mud's not slick, at least that I can tell. Ooh, don't want to run into that log. So you got a pretty view. A little bit of challenging riding. That's what it's all about. Alright, so we're headed to the hotel in Avery, and we're on Interstate 90. And there's some twisties on the interstate, so I thought I'd give you a little look. Man, it's windy. The wind is blowing like crazy. So we're going through some kind of tunnel. Wow. That's pretty cool. It's the high road into Avery, where we're spending the night. Just now went through the couple of tunnels that I had on video. And you can see the rocky outcropping there and the road below, and another rocky outcropping there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I guess they must have blasted the side of that to make this road. But really pretty. It's probably 100 feet down there, maybe a little further. So didn't expect to have this on the way into town. We're almost done with the ride, but here it is. It's like a fun little bridge here. This is right by where we just now, oops. It's a one-lane bridge, and thankfully he was nice enough to back up, because neither of us saw each other.